I've done more than 100 presentations in the past few months, and this is what I learned about public speaking. Hi everyone, my name is Kian. I run a company focusing on corporate training, business consulting, and employee engagement. We've worked with more than 10 multinational companies and more than 2,500 employees across 15 different countries, including Canada, Germany, Australia, Taiwan, China, Korea, Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, and so forth. And I've done presentations to crowds of different sizes, from crowds as large as 400 people or thousands of people even, not in this year, but in previous years, to crowds as small as 6 to 8 people. And no matter how large or small the crowd is, the same human principle applies, which is that people form impressions quickly. If in the first 10 to 15 seconds you don't form a strong or a positive impression, the likelihood of you capturing their attention later on is significantly low. They either think badly of you, in which case they would disagree with everything you say and they won't be a good sport when you're speaking, or they just won't pay attention to you. I've been in presentations where people walk away, and luckily I was not the one presenting. And there are 3 ways as speakers that we can form a good impression, and I believe that this is applicable across contexts, no matter what situation or what role you're in. The first thing you want to do is you want to smile, really, because as human beings, we form impressions based on really 2 measures, according to something called the stereotype content model. We form impressions based on someone's competence, just how good someone is, and how warm someone is, how welcoming the person is, and if they provide you with that feeling that they're approachable, that you want to befriend them and they also want to befriend you. So as a speaker, when we step in, we want to make sure that we smile to everyone. The smile does not have to start only when the presentation starts. Even before, as your audience members are trickling into the room, you can greet them, say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each of them. Make them feel that you are genuine about connecting with them, and you better be, because people are pretty good at detecting people who are not genuine. So when you smile, the feeling of warmth is ignited, so to speak, and it's a pretty good start. If people like you, that's really the best that could happen, because people usually won't like you. If they don't dislike you, that's really good enough. The second thing you want to do is to have a firm posture. You want to make sure you stand straight, chest puffed up, shoulders back. And when you do that, you're presenting competence, which is the second element people take into consideration when they're forming impression. We talked about warmth in the first tip, smiling. As far as posture is concerned, you want to make sure that there's competence. Of course, as you're speaking, you can also present warmth with body language. For example, if you're speaking and someone asks a question and you're about to address their question, or when you're listening to them speak and articulate their question, you can lean in. These are signs of warmth because it shows that you're interested in the person, you care about the person, you pay attention to the person. The person is sufficiently important that you're leaning in and trying to find out more about what they have to say. And human beings enjoy that because human beings have a fundamental need for social status. We enjoy feeling a sense of importance, especially if we are perceived as important by people that we respect. And ideally, if you're a speaker, you have sufficient warmth and competence that people actually respect you as far as being a speaker and a person is concerned. The third tip you want to keep in mind is that you want to have a big voice, especially in the first 10 seconds. Of course, every speaker has their own approach and style. For me, vocal variety and using my own voice happens to be one of my strengths and one of my interests. I enjoy playing around with my voice. I enjoy using loud voice, small voice, high pitch, low pitch, high speed, low speed, and so forth. But from my experience working with crowds of different sizes, the first 5 seconds where you say, "Good morning, everyone, my name is Kim," that voice that you project really makes a difference. I have also met introverted speakers who do not really have to project their voice. Typically, this would be difficult unless you are well established in certain measure, like a skill or an industry, in which case you do not really have to use your voice. If you're the best person in fixing cars, for example, the moment you step in, everybody wants to listen to you because they know that you're well established as far as fixing cars is concerned. And the fact that they are in the hall where you'll be speaking, the likelihood is that they would want to hear about you as far as fixing cars. If you realize that your audience members are all strangers, on the other hand, I think the introduction, you need to project your voice so that you literally capture their attention with your voice, literally speaking, and you also project competence. You show that you're confident, you're not afraid to use your voice. You are showing that you're confident as far as sharing information. You're not afraid that what you'll say is wrong or will be doubted by people. And you're ready to handle any questions that they may have or any skepticism that they may have. And these are the 3 things that I've learned about public speaking to tackle the fact that, or to better handle the fact that people form first impressions quickly. You want to smile to show warmth. You want to have good posture to project competence. You want to use your voice to also project competence. And like I mentioned, for each of these 3, you can tweak them so that they project both competence and warmth. For example, straight posture to suggest competence, but leaning in to suggest warmth. Really, the world's your oyster. Play around with these things and see which style suits you the best, and I would think that your speaking skills and your presentation delivery will definitely improve. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like if you've enjoyed it. Leave a comment to share your thoughts and ideas. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.